Hello everyone, welcome back to Madridista Notes. After a disappointing result against Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup this weekend, we have to forget about that disappointment. We have to leave it behind and we have to look forward to the Copa del Rey Round of 16 that we are going to play against Villarreal at Villarreal Stadium, where we have a horrible record for the last 8 seasons. I don't know, around for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. In the last 8 meetings, away meetings against Villarreal, we only won one match, and we have lost. We have drew. We have a horrible time getting away from that stadium with anything positive. With 3 points, it's really difficult. And after the Copa del Rey rules were scrapped. There are no two legs anymore. So last year we played single legs and we got knocked out. This season, again, the match is going to be a one-legged match. So it will be a single leg and it will be at Villarreal Stadium. So we are going to a stadium where we rarely win. Recently, in recent times, in the medium recent times, we rarely see wins there. So from the get-go, even when during our best of forms, we don't go there and win. We come out of there with draws sometimes, but we rarely see wins in that stadium. And we lost there just before we went to the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. We played against Villarreal in La Liga, and we lost 2-1 at the same stadium. And it was a horrible match, horrible performance from the team all around. If we are to see a positive result in the Copa del Rey, and if we have any kind of ambition to win the Copa del Rey this season, we have to totally um, get a 180 on our in our performances. Recently we have been struggling with our physical side of the game. The players are not physically 100%. They are suffering from the long World Cup campaign, mainly Luka Modric, Fede Valverde, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Rudiger. To be honest, other than Thibaut Courtois, Toni Kroos, and Benzema, most of the team is currently suffering with a lack of confidence, with a lack of form, and going to a stadium where we have a horrible time in this kind of situation can make or break our season, because after the defeat against Barcelona, the way we were defeated, the way we lost, sparked some real concern among the management, among the coaching staff, and you can understand how the players feel, because it's an El Clasico and they understand that they didn't even play up to 30% of their abilities. So they must understand that the whole fan base, the management, everyone is disappointed. And there have been some news, some reports, some rumors coming out today that Ancelotti is not really happy with the squad during the summer. He asked for a fullback, he asked for a forward, but the reply was no from the board, and the board has instructed him that to find the solution from this squad, and if he needs to promote a couple of players from the Castilla. And I understand both their points, to be honest. We have a couple of gems in our Castilla. One of them is Arribas, the attacking midfielder. He is a gem among gems, to be honest. And I don't understand how Carlo Ancelotti doesn't see anything in him. He is a veteran coach, so I think he's going to be a success after wherever he goes, after he leaves Real Madrid. And I think it would be a mistake to not even give him the minimum chances that we should give him to show something to the teams, to the coaching staff, to the management, that he belongs here. And with the physical shape of some of our midfielders, Chouameni is injured, Modric is horribly out of shape, physical. I'm not saying that he has or is overweight or something, but he is. The World Cup took a toll on him. He needs to be reintroduced to the team slowly. Ancelotti relies on him a lot, but right now he is not in a position to really give anything back to the team. You saw that he is a ghost in the field, and that's not Luka Modric. That's a ghost of Luka Modric, and so I think it would be best to give him some time off, not make him play 90 minutes or not make him start, bring him from the bench to impact the later stages of the match. That's how I would say we should use Modric for the time being before he comes back to his best. And in the meantime, promote Arribas that the board is insisting on. Find the solutions. In the squad, as we have a threadbare squad, and the rumors are that some sources from the coaching staff has said that the coaching staff are not happy because the squad is even thinner than that the squad was since last season, as that's understandable. Even though Gareth Bale was useless, he was there. Isco was used by Ancelotti. Isco was there. Isco was, of course, it's understandable. We weren't gonna extend their contracts, but there were some bodies that could have worked when it was needed. Ancelotti used them sporadically, but he used them. There were bodies, and there was Casemiro. Of course, he was a vital component of the Ancelotti midfield, and he used to shield the defense really, really well. And we are leaking goals left and right. We don't have a natural the shield wall in front of the defense that Casemiro was, and it is reported that Ancelotti was really, really unhappy with the Casemiro sale. He wanted to keep Casemiro. He wanted to play with the Casemiro Chouameni double pivot or something like that. The management had other ideas when proposal from Manchester United came, the management wanted to sell him. So there are some frictions between the board and Ancelotti. It looks like, considering the signings that he hasn't received, he asked for a forward and a right back. He hasn't received a fullback. He hasn't received that. He didn't want to sell Casemiro. He hasn't received that. So considering that after winning the Champions League and La Liga, you would expect that he expected to be back, but on the contrary, the board did the opposite. They trimmed his squad, made the squad thinner, and instructed him to use players from the Castilla squad. We understand we are fans, so we are biased when it comes to players from our youth academies. But the manager, he is not biased like us. He sees the players, which players will be useful for him, and his job safety depends on results. So we will say that why aren't you playing them? But he's not going to. Most of the time, he's not going to take that risk, because some matches the young players will make bigger mistakes. They need to learn, and they will learn through mistakes. And Ancelotti isn't going to trust them with that kind of responsibility. And you understand Ancelotti's point too. So it's a really like a stalemate between the coaching staff and the management right now. I understand Ancelotti's point more because he won the La Liga and the Champions League last season. When someone wins that kind of double, you reward them with whatever they need to make this team a better success next season. But they didn't listen to Ancelotti, and they made his squad thinner, and that has an impact right now. You can see our bench, what kind of bench we have. We have Hazard, Rodrigo, Asensio on the bench. Among them, only Rodrigo has done something when he is called upon. Asensio has been average. Hazard is a nobody right now. In bench, we have Mariano, we have Vallejo. Who else is there? These kind of players we have on the bench, whom Ancelotti doesn't, Odriozola, Ancelotti doesn't rely on this player one bit. So these players are totally like empty. It's like they are not even there. Ancelotti doesn't trust them. Ancelotti doesn't rely on them. So it's understandable. Ancelotti wants signings. The board says no, and the reports coming out that the board will not change their stance. The board will not change their decision making in the middle of the season. They want Ancelotti to continue with the same squad. They are not going to reinforce our team during the January transfer window, even though the whole fan base will tell you that we need a right wing player. We need a right wing player. Even if you don't bring a first choice right wing player, find someone. You have an extensive scouting network. This is Real Madrid. Find someone to bring for 6 months loan. Maybe he will be useful for us these 6 months. Maybe Ancelotti can use him, use him better and make something out of him for the 6 months at the very least. Bring someone for our right back situation. Carvajal is injured again. He was injured against Villarreal, I think. Oh no, no, no. He was injured versus Valencia. He didn't play. He came back, played against Barcelona, played like shit. He is injured again. He won't play against Villarreal. He is doubtful against Atletico Bilbao. That's the story of Carvajal for the last 2, 3 seasons, and still the board trusts him as the first choice right back of Real Madrid. Like, what kind of institution is Real Madrid? It is the best in the world, and still this management, this board is really, really stupid in some cases when it comes to squad planning. If you're gonna keep your belief, your trust in Carvajal, you should bring someone who can challenge Carvajal and take his place when he's injured most of the time during the season. But you have a makeshift fullback in Vasquez, who is not a fullback. He has played all his life as a right wing, right midfield player, and you are using him just to fill the gap there. And he doesn't do an excellent job there. He's serviceable, but that's all he is. So that's the problem. And Mendy, on the other side, there is no backup there. We can use Nacho, we can use Alaba, but their main position is not a fullback. But I can at least I'm not at least unhappy with that position because Alaba has played as a left fullback for Bayern Munich before. Nacho has done well whenever he's called upon to play as the left back, backup left back. So as long as his Nacho is there, I'm not upset. But hopefully, they bring in someone in the summer at the very least. And there is strong rumors about Fran Garcia, but there is no rumors about a right back. That's the problem I have. They are talking about the Castilla right back who is on loan, Vinicius Tobias. I haven't really seen him play, so I am not going to do him injustice in saying he cannot play. If Ancelotti selects him, we will see how he does, and then I will make my mind up if he can be trusted to become the understudy of Carvajal. That's that. Now let's look at our defense. Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world, so I have no complaint there. In midfield, when Alaba is not playing, we have a problem. Rudiger is horribly out of form. He is playing horrible. He is really, really shit when he is. The ball is at his feet. The ball becomes like a lava. He has to get rid of the ball, or else he concedes possession in dangerous areas and he makes trouble for us. He passes to players who shouldn't receive passes because they are being pressed from behind, and his defensive side of the game has been not up to par. He hasn't been able to create a partnership with Militao that gives us reassurances. So I do not. I hope he does not really. Um, I hope Alaba comes back as soon as possible, and I think when everyone is fit and um, healthy, Nacho becomes the first choice backup because he did a great job last season. We won the La Liga, we won the Champions League. He had a monumental contribution to that because there were lots of times when Militao and Alaba were not available, and Nachos just seamlessly um, contributed there, seamlessly went in and did his job. That's Nacho. He's like that. So I have no problem with that. And the problem is Rudiger has been, yeah, we just brought him in for a massive salary. So I think Ancelotti, I think it was one of Ancelotti's signing, could be one of Ancelotti's signing, and Ancelotti will try to make him a success. So I guess that's a null and void point anyway. Now let's for the match against Villarreal, I would say our back four should be as Vasquez and Carvajal both are out. I would say Nacho to play as the right back, as we have no other option. Rudiger and Militao in the middle of the center, and as left back, of course, we have Mendy. So there is Mendy, and in the middle of the pitch, I wouldn't start Modric. No. I would go with Tony Cruz as Chouameni is still injured. Tony Cruz, Valverde, and Camavinga. Camavinga was playing well the first half. I don't understand why Ancelotti replaced him. He was playing better than Modric, even though he was not playing that great. But no one was playing great anyway. So I hope that Ancelotti doesn't bench him and start Modric. That would be concern for me because he seems to be not happy with what Kamavinga is doing. Maybe he wants something else from Kamavinga, but from what I can see, Kamavinga was better, much better than Modric at the very least. So he deserves to start in place of Modric, and I don't want to see Valverde playing as a right winger. That was a massive. I don't know. It was just a mismatch last match. So I hope Valverde is back to midfield. So I would go with uh, Toni Kroos, Camavinga, and Valverde midfield. In attack, of course, the Benzema and Vinicius, they're irreplaceable. Even though Vinicius is not in good form, he's going through a rough patch. But I would keep my, as we have no other options anyway in the bench, so it doesn't even matter. So Vinicius starts, Benzema starts, and one of Rodrigo or Asensio starts. I don't really even care because they are not right wingers. They don't really perform as a right winger anyway. So you just put a body there. That's it. I don't even care whoever starts. So the squad of Villarreal, I checked, and it's not a really massive squad. They have some players. They are good players. They don't have really some excellent kind of squad, excellent kind of players. Their most potent threat from Villarreal is Danny Parejo, who plays in midfield, former Castilla player. He is the set piece specialist, and he is a threat from every set piece, every corner, every free kick. He's a threat. His set pieces are really, really dangerous, and so yeah, he is one of the players we have to really keep an eye on because we'll have to be really careful to take care of the corners and the free kicks coming in because he's going to deliver them really, really well. So we will have to deal with that really well. Our heading game needs to be on point. And Villarreal's most potent threat in attack is, of course, Gerard Moreno, who is in good form, who is scoring regularly. They drew against Celta Vigo in La Liga. They won against Valencia and Real Madrid 2-1. Both scorelines are 2-1. And Gerard Moreno has been on the score sheet, so he's on a roll, and we have to stop him. We have to be careful not to give him too much space, and we have to crack his runs. On the left wing, I think Chukwueze is going to start. He is a tricky winger. He's through really fast, so Mendy will have his hands full. Mendy will have to take care of him. On the other side, it could be Jeremy Pino, who scored against us. So, as there is no Carvajal. I hope Nacho will take good care of him because he is another threat from the right wing. Even though they are not really some world-class players, still the kind of form we're in, we have to take care of these players so they don't become a threat for us. As what they did in the last match. You know, Jeremy Pino and Gerard Moreno made a lot of trouble for our defense. In midfield, there is Alex Baena, who did a good job against Real Madrid in the last match, and he has been in good form. So I think, yeah, so our midfield has to do well because they already have Dani Parejo in that midfield. They will play Coquelin, former Arsenal player, who played well in the last match too. Almost scored from an excellent back heel. That was really, really great technique, to be honest. So yeah, their midfield is good. So our midfield as out of form as our midfield is, I still feel like yeah, our midfield is going to have to take care of their midfield and dominate. That's the only chance we have got because our defense has been shaky. Even though with Nacho and Mendy on either side, I feel more protected. There is no Carvajal, so I feel better protected at the very least. And in defense, they have Raul Albiol, Pau Torres, Juan Foyt, and Pepe Reina. So their defense is not nothing too much. I cannot really talk too much about their defense. They do not really keep clean sheets regularly. They concede goals. They concede goals regularly, like us. In the last 5 matches, they have conceded in the last 4 matches. I think they conceded one against Celta, conceded one against Real, and conceded one against Valencia. So their defense is not rock solid. We will get opportunities to score. It's just we have to take our opportunities well, and our midfield has to create some chances. We are really bad at creating chances. Our midfield haven't, as our midfield hasn't been on form. They haven't really created enough opportunities, enough clear-cut chances for our forwards. And Benzema had to drop down too deep to collect the ball and combine with the players, and then go forward up the pitch and finish those chances, and we cannot expect Benzema to regularly do that. He is a human after all, and he is 34 years old. Even though he is in a scoring run right now, still we need to make the job easier for Benzema, and we need to provide some assistance for Vinicius. You can see he becomes isolated a lot of the time because Mendy doesn't go forward. Mendy doesn't do overlaps to help Vinicius. So whoever is playing on the left side of our midfield needs to go and assist Vinicius and get him out of the uh, isolation, help him deal with the defenders because Vinicius can take care of one or two defenders, but then he gets surrounded by three defenders. There were a couple of instances against Barcelona where he was doing well against two defenders, but then they totally surrounded him with three defenders, three players. So then you cannot expect him to do that much. He's not a Superman. He needs we need to devise a game plan where we utilize Vinicius more and not put him in a place where he needs to do too much. He needs to do like individual brilliance all the way. We need to combine the potent attacking threat of Benzema, Vinicius, and the player who will be playing on the left hand side, the midfield. I think it can be Camavinga because Valverde normally plays on the right side of the midfield. I think these three players need to combine well and create some chances on that right hand side of the Villarreal defense because the right back is Juan Foyt of Tottenham, former Tottenham player. He is not some world class defender or world class fullback or something. You can get at them. You can get at Raul Albiol. He is an old grandfather now. I don't know how old he is, 36, 37. You can get at him. And Pepe Reina, he's an average to above average goalkeeper. He used to be good, but no more, no more. He's not some world class goalkeeper. So if we get at their defense, if we press high up the pitch, make their life difficult for them, if we play with intensity, keep our back line in some kind of shape. We need to be rigid when it comes to. We gave Barcelona too much space in between the fullback and center halves. We need to plug those gaps. Tony Cruz and Valverde needs to work harder on off the ball Kamavinga too, and whoever will be playing right wing, because as they don't contribute much in attack anyway, they have to contribute in keeping a clean sheet. It's really important that we keep a clean sheet because we don't create enough chances. So we might get one goal, maximum two goals, but in that case, if we're getting one goal, then we have to keep the clean sheet to win the match. And it's Copa del Rey where we always come out short. Most of the time, we come out short. We don't do that well in this competition. But this season, the way our form is, the threadbare squad that we have in La Liga, I don't give us much. It doesn't give me much of a hope. Barcelona has a better squad depth. Their team is in better form. They have younger players who are more energetic. So I think I'll give Barcelona the advantage in La Liga. In Champions League, I don't know. Real Madrid can do anything in Champions League. It's a cup competition, and it's our competition. So I won't be making any assumptions there. So I would, even though I don't want to concede the league to Barcelona, but if the team doesn't really turn our form around, I don't see us doing much in the league this season. And so I would concentrate on the Copa del Rey this season at the very least. And this Thursday, we need to get back into our form and we need to shut the media up because the Spanish media is already up in arms. They are already attacking the coaching team, they're already attacking the management, they're already attacking the players. If we lose on Villarreal against Villarreal, it will create more chaos and it won't be really a good thing for anyone inside the club. So I hope the team is up to the part for this round of 16 match against Villarreal, and we come out with a win and we break this juju of Villarreal Stadium. We get a positive result. I really hope we do that. We need an uplifting and winning in a stadium where we historically don't do well is going to be a massive confidence boost, and we need a massive confidence boost. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hala Madrid.